We turn to the big news of the morning. The debate last night ranged from solving the nation's debt crisis to whether Big Bird should be fired.
It was long on the details and short on the kinds of political fireworks that have marked past presidential debates. So which candidate did better? 33 days until that ever big vote. ABC's Karen Travers is live in Denver with a look. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning, Paula. Good morning, Rob. Well, it was clear from the start of last night's debate that Mitt Romney really saw this as an opportunity to shake up the race. He came out aggressive, he came out well prepared, and he put the president on defense for much of the 90 minutes.
President Obama and Mitt Romney finally went head-to-head. Right out of the gate, the candidates boiled down their economic arguments.
Governor Romney has a perspective that says if we cut taxes, skewed towards the wealthy, and roll back regulations, that we'll be better off. I've got a different view.
The president has a view very similar to the view he had when he ran 4 years ago. If you will, trickle-down government would work. That's not the right answer for America.
Romney's comments about the 47% have taken a toll on his campaign. Even before that leaked video, polls showed that Americans think he favors the wealthy over the middle class. He clearly wanted to try and change that perception.
The people who are having the hard time right now are middle-income Americans. Under the president's policies, middle-income Americans have been buried. They're just being crushed. I will not, under any circumstances, raise taxes on middle-income families.
But the president said his rival doesn't have the right solutions and that Romney can't keep his goal of cutting taxes and not adding to the deficit without hurting the middle class.
Now, 5 weeks before the election, he's saying that his big, bold idea is never mind.
The debate later turned to the president's health care law, which Romney says he'll get rid of if elected.
It cut $716 billion from Medicare to pay for it. I want to put that money back in Medicare. It has killed jobs.
But the president tried to bring it back to Romney's own health care law, which he says is quite similar.
Governor Romney did a good thing, working with Democrats in the state to set up what is essentially the identical model. It hasn't destroyed jobs.
There were few fireworks and there were even fewer surprises. Both candidates were very deliberate going through their policy points, but Rob and Paula, at times that made it seem like they were more concerned with getting through their checklist than really connecting with the voters watching at home.
All right, Kira, now there was a pretty heavy moment when they were talking about what programs would be cut in Romney, and all of a sudden you heard about Sesame Street and Big Bird, and then Big Bird started trending. Tell us what happened.
Oh yeah, don't let your kids hear this one, but Big Bird is apparently on the chopping block in a Mitt Romney budget. He was saying that, look, there have to be programs that will be eliminated if we have to borrow money, if they are just not essential. And he said to Jim Lehrer, look, I love PBS, I love Big Bird, but Big Bird is gonna go. He would end subsidies for PBS. That of course got a bit of a laugh, and that blew up Twitter. Everybody was talking about it. In fact, I tweeted, I think we need a fact check. Does Mitt Romney really love Big Bird? And that seemed to get a lot of attention. People were very interested in us in going back and looking whether or not he really does. What's Mitt Romney's record on Big Bird?
And moving on to something a little more substantive than Sesame Street. I mean, you're not going to find a lot of people out there who think the president won last night. He really, by all accounts, both sides of the aisle, this was a lackluster, kind of dry, flat performance. Is that what you're hearing as well?
Rob, the people that think the president won were the ones that were diehards in his corner, or they're the people that are getting a paycheck from the campaign office in Chicago. The president came out a little flat. He came out on the defensive and then was never really able to gain his ground. Mitt Romney, though, you have to give him credit. He was really prepared. He went through those bullet points. I mean, how many times do we hear him say, number one, number two, number three, number four? He was very, very prepared and aggressive. And that's what you would expect, though, when an incumbent is in a debate. This is all about the president's record. As much as he can try on the campaign trail to make this about what Mitt Romney would do over the next 4 years if he's elected, this is really a referendum on the president, and Mitt Romney was able to successfully do that. At one point tonight, he said, you've been president for the last 4 years. You know, we're not talking about what's about to happen. We need to talk about what's been happening.
Real quick, any missed opportunities for both candidates? We know that Romney did exceptionally well, but in terms of missed opportunities?
Two big missed opportunities, I think, from both sides. President Obama did not go after Mitt Romney on that 47% comment. That has been dominating the debate trail, the debate conversation for the last couple weeks. He didn't go aggressively on it. I think some people, the Democrats, will say he should have done that. And Mitt Romney, he said the middle class has gotten crushed by the Obama administration, but he didn't say, just like Joe Biden said yesterday, it would have been a great opportunity to say, look, even your own vice president admits it.
All right, 2 more chances left to go, plus the Veep debate as well. Thanks to ABC's Karen Travers reporting live for us from Denver. Thanks again, Karen. And our coverage of last night's debate is far from over. Later this half hour, some of your political observations posted on our Facebook fan page. So keep it here on ABC all morning long.